Today we are meeting with the Indian Nationalist Party leader Abhi Nakit and a senior member of the Nationalist Party, Kayati Patel. Thank you for meeting with me today, Mr. Nakit and Mrs. Patel.
Thanks for having us.
I'm glad to be here.
First off, why are the Indian people unhappy with the colonial administration in India on our land? Mr. Nakit, Mrs. Patel?
There are many reasons for our revolt against the colonialists. As of yet, we have no representation in government of our own colony, despite having many Indians capable of doing so. I and my fellow members of the Indian Nationalist Party have studied law in Europe and are, even by European standards, fit for the task of self-government. Yet, we have been denied time and time again voice in the government of our own colony. Our people have been awakened to their oppression. In all my learning abroad, I have learned that every people has a right to self-determination. By application of their own principles, the colonialists are unethical in their inhibition of Indian self-government.
This informs the nature of the colonialists' occupation, exploitation. The colonial administration promised economic opportunity, yet they have brought just the opposite. Indians are used as compulsory labor in the construction of state projects and receive marginal wages whenever they are paid for their back-breaking work. To further facilitate the subordination of the Indian people, education has been denied us. The colonialists refuse us a most fundamental right, knowledge. They attempt to maintain control by leaving the population without the vocabulary necessary to challenge their administration and establish a government in the case of revolution. Our final and unsurprising grievance is the failure of the colonial administration to deliver the promise of social services. Without hospitals or an unbiased police force, India is left in a degraded state.
Shout! Get the Germans out! Scream and shout! Get the Germans out! Scream and shout! Get the Germans out!
At this point in time, protests are occurring all around India. What do these protesters hope to achieve? What is the goal of the rebellion?
The ultimate goal of our rebellion is the establishment of an independent state, through which we will address the structural problems created by colonial rule. As said, India is more than capable of handling its own governmental affairs. The Indian Nationalist Party aims to establish a parliamentary democratic republic to ensure that the government is ruled by the people. Thereafter, we hope to pass labor laws to prevent the unfair treatment of workers experienced under colonial rule and to create social services, principally universal public education, to facilitate the welfare and the improvement of the Indian people.
So what steps do you plan to take to achieve this, Ms. Patel?
This revolution cannot be won if any Indian stands idle. Men and women, the Indian Nationalist Party calls upon you to join the fight for your independence in any way you can. Boycott German manufacturers. Take to the streets and protest. Every action brings us a step closer to freedom from oppression.
Now we're going to the rebels' encampment. We will learn the classified plans of the rebel forces. They have agreed to meet with us for 1 minute. This is Mr. Nakit and Miss Patel in the rebels' top secret lair. Tell us, Mr. Nakit, how will you accomplish your revolutionary goals?
We have planned a day for the protesters to rise up simultaneously in their various cities. We figured that the police cannot contain protests in every city all in one day. On that day, we will overthrow the government.
Will it be an armed revolt?
Yeah.
How will you get enough support to pull this off?
We've been gaining support by appealing to citizens' nationalism, by holding rallies and giving speeches. At the rallies, we talk about what the country would look like after the revolution, what the citizens would gain.
When will this revolution take place?
Right now.